In this video, we're going to focus on the nitration of methylbenzoate and of bromobenzene. So let's start with methylbenzoate. So what is the major product going to be if we react methylbenzoate with nitric acid and sulfuric acid? Well, we're going to add an NO2 group to the ring. The question is, where on the ring is it going to go? Is it going to go on the ortho position, the meta position, or the para position? Now, here we have an ester group. And the fact that the benzene ring is attached to the carbonyl part of the ester tells us that it's going to be meta-directed. So the NO2 group will go here. Therefore, the major product for this reaction looks like this. Now, before we get into the mechanism, let's talk about why the NO2 group is going to go in that position. The carbonyl group is an electron withdrawn group, and so it can pull electrons away from the ring by means of resonance. And so we can get this intermediate. So now we're going to have an oxygen with a negative charge and an OCH3 group. Now we have a double bond here. This oxygen has 3 lone pairs now. And notice that we have a positive charge on the ortho carbon. Now, we can draw the resonance structure by taking this double bond and moving it here. So notice that the positive charge is now on the para carbon. So the ortho carbon and the para carbon, they're electrophilic due to this group. And so they're not going to react with an electrophile. For the nitration reaction, the electrophile is the nitronium ion. And this electrophile has a positive charge, and so it's not attracted to a positively charged orthocarbon or paracarbon. So the most nucleophilic carbon on the ring is the metacarbon, and that's why the NO2 group goes there. A neutral atom is more electrophilic than an atom with a positive charge. So as you can see, the metacarbon never has a positive charge, and so it's the most nucleophilic carbon on the ring. But now let's go over the mechanism. So nitric acid, HNO3, looks like this. We have a nitrogen with 3 oxygen atoms attached to it, and one of the oxygen atoms has an OH group, and it's going to react with sulfuric acid. So the first step in this reaction is protonation. The OH group of nitric acid will acquire a hydrogen, turn it into a good leaving group. And so now this oxygen has 1 lone pair and a positive charge. Now the oxygen with a negative charge will use one of its lone pairs to form a pi bond, expel in water. And so this will give us the nitronium ion, which is the electrophile in this reaction. Now, in the next step, we're going to react the electrophile with MethylBenzoate. So here is the NO2 group. And right now, each oxygen atom has 2 lone pairs. So what's going to happen is this double bond is going to attack the nitrogen atom, and as a result, one of the pi bonds will break. Now nitrogen will still carry a positive formal charge. Anytime it has 4 bonds, it's going to have a positive charge. So right now we still have these two double bonds, but we do have a positive charge here. Now the next thing we need to do is get rid of this hydrogen atom. Keep in mind there's a hydrogen here and on this carbon. So this is the hydrogen we need to get rid of. So we need to use a base to do so. Now, in the last step, we did produce water, so water can be used. We do have the bisulfite ion, so we could use that too, or we could use a solvent, depending on what it is in the solution. So you could use any one of these three. It really depends on which base is at the right place at the right time. So I'm not going to pick one, I'm just going to use a generic base. And it's important to understand that this hydrogen is very, very acidic, because here we have an aromatic ring which is stable, and we lost the aromatic ring, so it's unstable. So this sigma complex wants to generate or regenerate its aromatic ring, and so it really wants to get rid of this hydrogen, making it very acidic, so almost any base will do. So let's use a generic base to take off the hydrogen, and this carbon-hydrogen bond is going to break, regenerating the pi bond. And so now we have our final answer, which looks like this, if you draw it out completely. So this is our final product. Now let's move on to the next example, and that is the nitration of bromobenzene. So here is bromobenzene, and let's react it with nitric acid and sulfuric acid. So bromine is a weak deactivator, but it's also an ortho-para director. So it can push the NO2 group in the ortho position or in a para position. And so we can get two different products. So we can get ortho bromonitrobenzene. There should be an NO2 group here. And we can also get para bromonitrobenzene. So let's focus on the mechanism in terms of how we can get these two products. So before we bring in the nitronium ion, what we're going to do is draw a resonance structure so we can see why the NO2 group is going to attack at the ortho position. And then we'll talk about the para position. So what we can do is take a lone pair from bromine and use it to form a pi bond. And then we can take these pi electrons and push it on this carbon. That is the ortho carbon. And so notice that the ortho carbon has a negative charge. So it's nucleophilic. Right now the bromine atom has 2 lone pairs instead of 3. But it does have a positive formal charge. And so this is why the NO2 group will attack the ortho carbon, because that carbon is nucleophilic. So it's going to attack, causing one of these pi bonds to break. And so right now we have this intermediate. We still have these 2 double bonds, and we have an NO2 group at this carbon. So right now you can draw it like this if you want to. That's NO2. Or you could just simply leave it like this, because there's nothing else we need to do with the NO2, so I'm going to leave it like that. Now we do need to get rid of this hydrogen, which was already here in the beginning. So to do that, we need to use a base. So I'm going to use a generic base to take off the hydrogen and then form the pi bond, pushing these 2 electrons back to the bromine atom. And so this will give us ortho-bromo-nitrobenzene. So that's how we can get the ortho product. One thing I forgot to write is the positive charge on the nitrogen atom. And so when these two charges combine, they will neutralize. So as you can see in this region, there is no charge. It's neutral. The only charge that we have left over is on the bromine atom. However, if you decide to draw out the NO2 group, keep in mind you do have separation of charge. So this oxygen atom has a negative charge and the nitrogen has a positive charge. But overall, they add up to 0. So just in case you need to take into account all of the charges in this structure. So now you know where they are. Now let's talk about how we can get the para product. So let's start with bromobenzene, just like before. So we're going to take a lone pair from bromine, form a double bond, causing this double bond to move here, and we're going to push a negative charge on the para carbon. So just like before, the bromine atom is going to have 2 lone pairs and a positive formal charge. But now we have a double bond here and a negative charge on a para carbon. So now that nucleophilic carbon is going to react with the NO2 group. And this time, I'm not going to forget to put the positive charge. So this carbon with the negative charge will attack the nitrogen atom, causing the double bond to become a single bond. And so here is the nitrogen and here is the bromine atom. Now we have a double bond O and a single bond O with a negative charge. The nitrogen has a positive charge. And we have 2 double bonds here. Now keep in mind there's still a hydrogen here that we need to take out. So we're going to do that in the next step. But let's put the lone pairs on these atoms first. And this has a positive charge. So now we're going to use the base, either the solvent, water, or the bisulfate ion, to take off this hydrogen. And so the carbon-hydrogen bond is going to break. Those electrons, that is these 2 electrons there, they're going to be used to form a pi bond here. So let me draw that again. So hopefully you can see that. So these 2 electrons will go here. So we're going to get a double bond here. And then this pi bond is going to move here, causing these electrons to go back to the bromine atom. And so now we have this. So here is our NO2 group. The bromine atom is now neutral again, so it has its 3 lone pairs. And now we have 3 double bonds in the benzene ring. And so this is para-bromo-nitrobenzene. And so that's the mechanism for the formation of that compound.